This is the Jeddah Tower still under construction on August 2019. When finished, it will be the tallest building in the world with a height of 1 kilometer. And here's the Leaning Tower of Pisa at 56 meters. So the Jeddah Tower is about 18 times taller than the Tower of Pisa. Or stack up 1,000 of these tasty 1 meter long pizza and you get 1 kilometer. Units in the metric system are based on prefixes that have mathematical meanings behind them. In this example, 1 kilometer has the prefix kilo. The prefix kilo means 10 to the 3. So 1 kilometer equals 1 times 10 to the 3 meters, which is 1,000 meters. 10 to the 3 has a positive exponent, 3, which makes the value of the meter bigger. 10 to the 3 times bigger. That's 1,000 times bigger. This 1 meter long pizza is probably more tasty, but the 1 kilometer tall Jeddah Tower is 1,000 times its length. The metric system is based on prefixes like kilo, mega, or centi. Each prefix has a mathematical meaning that makes the base unit either bigger or smaller, depending on the sign of the exponent. The 3 base metric units we would commonly deal with are the meter, m, for length, grams, g, for mass, and liters, L, for volume. The prefix kilo means 10 to the 3 with a positive exponent 3, making the base unit of meter 1,000 times bigger. The prefix mega means 10 to the 6 with a positive exponent 6, making the base unit of meter 1,000,000 times bigger. Notice, kilo is abbreviated as a lowercase k, so kilometer is abbreviated as km, where the k is for kilo and the m is for meter. Likewise, mega is abbreviated as a capital M. So megameter is abbreviated as mm, where the big M is for mega and the small m is for meter. The width of an average finger is 1 centimeter, and we know that centimeters are smaller than meters. In fact, it takes 100 centimeters to make up 1 meter. In other words, 1 centimeter is 1/100th of a meter. Since 1 meter equals 100 centimeters, we can write this as a ratio, 1 meter over 100 centimeters, but 1 over 100 is 1 over 10 to the second. This means 1 divides 10 to the second, which is the same as 1 times 10 to the negative 2. From this, we see that the prefix centi means 10 to the negative 2, and it makes the base unit of meter smaller because of the negative exponent, negative 2. In fact, the centimeter is 100 times smaller than the meter. In summary, 1 centimeter can be written as 1 cm, where the prefix centi means 10 to the negative 2. The negative exponent, negative 2, makes the base unit of meter 100 times smaller, which we write as 0.01 meter. Likewise, 1 millimeter can be written as 1 mm, where the prefix milli means 10 to the negative 3. The negative exponent, negative 3, makes the base unit of meter 1,000 times smaller, which we write as 0.001 meter. 2 other common metric prefixes you might also deal with in chemistry are micro, which we write using the Greek symbol mu, and nano, which we write using lowercase n. When using the meter with metric prefixes, we were looking at units of length. The base unit of mass is the gram g, but the prefixes work the same way. For example, 1 kilogram is 1,000 grams. 1 milligram is 1,000th gram. Just like before, prefixes with positive exponents make the base units of gram bigger, and prefixes with negative exponents make the base units of gram smaller. When looking at units of volume, the base unit is the liter. This bottle of soda is 1 liter, so 1 kiloliter would be a very big volume. The millimeter is a common unit of volume measured in your laboratory. 1 millimeter is a small amount of liquid, and by definition, 1 millimeter is 1,000th of a liter. This car weighs 1,524,978 grams. What is this amount in kilogram? By the way, would you predict the conversion to give a smaller or a bigger number in kilogram? Our starting unit is grams. To do the conversion, we need a math tunnel to get us from grams to kilograms. For a measurement of mass in the metric system, the prefix kilo means 10 to the 3, which means 1 kilogram equals 10 to the 3rd grams. We can use this information to build the conversion factor. To build the conversion factor, start by writing the ratio as a fraction. In this case, if we put kilogram in the numerator and gram in the denominator, the grams will cancel and we're left with kilogram as the only unit, which is what we wanted to end with. Since the prefix kilo means 10 to the 3, which has a positive exponent 3, putting 10 to the 3 in front of the unit gram will give us a bigger number equivalent to 1 kilogram. Using this information, we can plug 1 kilogram to the numerator and 10 to the 3 gram to the denominator. Now, plug the numbers into your calculator. Take the starting number, 1,524,978 gram, multiply it by all numbers on the top, and divide the answer by all numbers on the bottom. Round to 7 significant figures, and the answer is 1,524.978 kilogram. Since there are a lot of grams in 1 kilogram, the conversion from grams to kilogram should leave us with a much smaller number. Our answer makes sense. Okay, you probably drank 2 of these half-pint milk cartons every day in school when you were a kid. That's a pint a day in the English system, or 473.16 millimeter in the metric system. But what does this amount in liter? Before starting the conversion, would you predict getting a smaller or a bigger number in liter? Our starting unit is 473.16 millimeter. To do the conversion, we need a math tunnel to get us from millimeter to liter. For a measurement of volume in the metric system, the prefix milli means 10 to the negative 3, which means 1 millimeter equals 10 to the negative 3 liter. We can use this information to build the conversion factor. To build the conversion factor, start by writing a ratio as a fraction. In this case, if we put liter in the numerator and millimeter in the denominator, the milliliter will cancel and we're left with liter as the only unit, which is what we want to end with. Since the prefix milli means 10 to the negative 3, which has a negative exponent, negative 3, putting 10 to the negative 3 in front of the unit liter will give us a smaller number equivalent to 1 liter. Using this information, we can plug 10 to the negative 3 liter to the numerator and 1 milliliter to the denominator. Now, plug the numbers into your calculator. Take the starting number, 0.16, multiply it by all numbers on the top, and divide the answer by all numbers on the bottom. Round to 5 significant figures, and the answer is 0.47316 liter. Since it takes a lot of millimeters to get 1 liter, the conversion from milliliter to liter should leave us with a much smaller number. Our answer makes sense. How many centimeters are there in 44.67 meter? A. 0.4467 centimeter. B. 4,467 centimeter. C. 3. D. 4. Okay, what if we want to convert a measurement unit of length from 161.5 centimeter to kilometer? So our starting measurement unit is in centimeter, and we want to have our final answer in kilometer. How will we build a conversion factor to dig through our math tunnel? Again, before starting, would you predict getting a smaller or a bigger number in kilometer from the conversion? In this case, centi and kilo are two different prefixes with two different meanings in relation to the base unit meter. Centi means 10 to the negative 2 in relation to the meter, and kilo means 10 to the 3 in relation to the meter. Notice there's no direct relationship between kilo and centi in this table. So, using the two prefixes, we will need to build two different metric conversion factors to get from centimeter to kilometer. First, we are starting with the measurement unit of length, 161.5 centimeter. The first conversion factor will take us from centimeter to meter. Using the relationship between centimeter and meter, if we put meter in the numerator and centimeter in the denominator, centimeters will cancel and we're left with meter. But we don't want meter, we want kilometer. Now, the second conversion factor will take us from meters to kilometers. Using the relationships between meters and kilometers, it would put kilometer in the numerator and meter in the denominator. Meters will cancel, and now the only unit left is kilometer, which is exactly what we want our ending unit to be. So, where do we put the numbers for each conversion factor? We know that centimeters are smaller than meters. For the first conversion factor, if we put 10 to the negative 2 in front of the meter, the negative exponent will turn our starting number from centimeter to a smaller number equivalent to 1 meter. Likewise, we know that kilometers are bigger than meters. So, for the second conversion factor, if we put 10 to the 3 in front of the meter, the positive exponent will take our number from meter to a bigger number equivalent to 1 kilometer. Now plug the numbers into your calculator. Take the starting number, 161.5, multiply it by all numbers on the top, and divide the answer by all numbers on the bottom. Round to 4 significant figures, and the answer is 0.001615 kilometer. Using scientific notation, this can be written as 1.615 times 10 to the negative 3 kilometer. Since it takes a lot of centimeters to get 1 meter, and a lot more on top of that to get from meters to kilometers, the conversion from centimeter to kilometer should leave us with a much smaller number. Our answer makes sense. How many milligrams are there in 0.362 kilogram. A. 0.362 milligram. B. 362,000 milligram. C. 0.000000362 milligram. D. 362 milligram.